Hello everyone, I'm Nicole Zarilla coming to you from my home, and welcome to Montclair News Lab. We continue this week with more stories on how this pandemic has been affecting us locally.
I'm Katie Cameron, reporting from Westwood, New Jersey. Every day, health professionals all over the world are risking their lives to take care of their patients. My friend Geraldine is one of these brave people.
Geraldine graduated nursing school a year ago in May, and shortly after began her first job, working at a major New York City hospital in the pediatric, cardiology, and neurology unit. She treats children who undergo major surgeries, leaving them vulnerable to any virus they come in contact with.
Our floor, the cardiac side, is a lot of immunocompromised kids. So for us specifically, it's very risky to have this virus even near these kids because they cannot fight it off nearly as well as any of us would be able to.
Despite efforts to keep these kids isolated, the virus has turned Geraldine's fears into a harsh reality.
We all got a text from our manager. She confirmed that we had our first positive case on the floor. It was a 6-week-old baby that had it. What really hit me was that now we were all around it and we didn't know who had it, who didn't, who was protected.
But now, nurses in the unit have an even tougher challenge.
For the nurses, it's huge because when you're going into that patient's room and then leaving and going into your other patient's room that is a post-cardiac transplant and they really can't fight off viruses, it's a scary thought that you can transfer that from one person to another.
Geraldine and nurses everywhere continue to take every precaution to prevent spreading of the virus.
There's something going around it's nurses holding up signs and it says, "We come to work so you can stay home." And it's really encouraging everyone to stay home. I know there's been a lot of talk out there of people not really believing that, this is happening, kind of in denial or thinking, oh, what are the odds I get this? But the thing is, you don't know who has this.
By the way, the 6-week-old that tested positive in Geraldine's unit fortunately recovered and has been discharged.
This is what we do and this is what we signed up for. People are scared, but that doesn't stop us from showing up each day and caring for these patients.
There's an old saying, nurses are the heart of healthcare. A saying that holds more truth now than ever before. For Montclair News Lab, I'm Katie Cameron.
First and foremost, travel. You would need a certificate of immunity to travel. Second is society. So we are now a more caring society. We care for each other, for the elderly, for the lonely.
After COVID-19, the normal everyday life definition will change. Now that the people know the value of their free life, they won't waste their time listening to other people's opinion. They won't either let other people to be in their life easily.
There will be a main focus on finding design solutions for individual buildings and wider neighborhoods that enable people to socialize without being packed into compressed restaurants, bars, and clubs.
Ça va bien aller.
Hepimiz beraberiz.
We are all in this together.
I'm Kevin Doyle. After the mandatory shelter-in-place was issued in New Jersey, gyms across the state closed their doors until further notice. Luckily, some gyms like LA Fitness have been giving their members free access to home workout videos. My mom's boyfriend, Frank Ranieri, has been using these videos to help with his workouts.
You completely straighten your arms. Continue for the necessary amount of repetitions required.
I don't have many weights and stuff at my house. I have 10-pound weights. So it really, changes my routine. So I run a lot more now. I run almost every day. Try to get 4 or 5 miles in. If I don't do that, I walk. I've been running for about 20-something years. I like to run to clear my head, to keep in shape, and just to keep healthy.
Frank Ranieri's girlfriend, Michelle Doyle, also known as my mom, enjoys walking and being outside during the quarantine.
I've been walking for about 25 years. I enjoy it. I walk every day, about an hour and a half, and it's a quick exercise and it's easy to do. I like being outside. Well, this stinks that we're stuck, that we have to be inside, but we can at least go outside and walk, and I try to get my 2 boys to go outside and exercise also.
Bergen County also shut down their parks until further notice because they were becoming too overcrowded.
Yes, I was disappointed when they said the parks were closed. I enjoy walking there. I like going through the trails and walking with my friends. But before they closed it a few weeks ago, I was kind of nervous walking there because there was a lot of people, like bike riding and walking in the trails, and I was trying to stay away from everyone. So I totally understand why they closed them. We're hoping the quarantine ends soon, but on the bright side, we're getting more exercise than we normally do.
And that was one family story about staying in shape during this tough time. From Montclair News Lab, I'm Kevin Doyle.
Hey guys, it's Delaney DeMarco reporting to you from my very own bedroom because of social distancing. Here's some things I've been doing in my quarantine during this pandemic. Reading is a great go-to. It can take your mind to several different places. I got some good books here, but I haven't read this one yet, so I think I'm gonna indulge into this one today. We're usually a pretty busy bunch, but for the first time in a long time, we're able to spend more time together as a family. We tried to incorporate different ways that we can spend time together, such as family game night. And though there's not much open, we try to do a different exercise together every day. So we'll go for a bike ride or a family walk together, and we've been trying to do yoga together. And though she might be confused why none of us are leaving, I'm sure Bailey is super excited to have all of us around. Thankful for my furry little friend Bailey for keeping me company during my quarantine, but as you can tell, she got a little dirty today, so we're gonna go wash her paws and get her a little treat.
Hi everyone, I'm Samantha Sutter and welcome to COVID-19 Tips. We all know how important it is to wash your hands, so today I'm going to show you how to properly do so. First, rinse your hands under water, then add 1 to 2 pumps of soap. Next, scrub palm to palm. Scrub the backs of your hands, then interlace your fingers. And make sure you get the thumbs, under your fingernails, and your wrists. When you're done with that, rinse your hands with water and dry them thoroughly. This entire process should take at least 20 seconds. Thank you for joining me. I hope this was really helpful. And to remember to keep practicing social distancing and to properly wash your hands.
Hi, my name is Talon Lauriello and I'm reporting here from Medford, New Jersey. Family-run businesses are the backbone of small towns like these, and this is a story of one of them that's struggling to survive through this coronavirus crisis. It's a story of family, fire, and beer. This is the Lower Forge Brewery. It's quiet now, but normally it's filled with life. It's the kind of place that's packed on the weekends. Now, all they can do is curbside pickup. Sean Gailey is the owner.
It guts our business. If we're lucky, at most we can do 25% of our normal revenue. Every day and every week this goes on, this becomes very tough.
But the story of the Lower Forge is one of overcoming difficulties. It started with a house fire at his girlfriend Abby's house.
While Abby and I were dating, unfortunately, a fire took her entire house. And then afterwards, I kind of almost became part of Abby's family.
They married, and to overcome his fear of fire, he became a firefighter at Princeton University. It can be a tough job, and he likes beer when he gets home, so Abby bought him some kits to make his own.
It's a great way to get rid of stress. You have to slow down when you're home brewing. And it's one of those things you kind of tune out the world for a little bit.
I gave him that gift thinking that he would love it as a hobby, but it turned out to be way more. I always tell my friends when they're giving their husbands brewing kits, look out, because it's contagious.
After Sean taught his mother Paula to brew, the three of them opened up Lower Forge. Each of them brought a different strength to the business.
Abby is so creative and talented artistically. She handles our marketing. Sean and I are the brewers. If you like the beer, I'm taking credit for it. If it's a beer you might not care for, then it's definitely all Sean.
The coronavirus has drastically affected family businesses all across New Jersey. Governor Phil Murphy has declared that all bars and breweries ban entry into their tap rooms.
It became pretty clear early on that the only way we were going to make money from the brewery was growlers and to-go sales. Because, you're not allowed to have people in your tap room, which is typically 90% of our income.
Sean and Abby made a new website to promote their new curbside sales.
Through the software, I go in, I see what beers they want, I mark the order in progress and ready. Then I take the beer out, they open the window, I just place it in the front seat of the car.
It's just been crazy. I'm just holding on to the fact that it's not forever. Eventually things will be back to normal. It's a family-run business, so we're all just kind of falling back on family right now.
There's an old saying that goes, beer means that God loves us and he wants us to be happy. And for the people of Medford, New Jersey, the Lower Forge brings people that happiness through tough times. For Montclair News Lab, I'm Talon Lauriello.
I'm Caitlin Kurgan. Before the start of this pandemic, drag queens were living the dream. The coronavirus has taken away the opportunity for queens to perform and dazzle stages across New York City. I sit down with NYC drag queen Corma Kelly to discuss how drag is being dragged down by the coronavirus. I asked Ms. Corma what it's like to be an artist stuck in the middle of something that can potentially destroy motivation and purpose.
Like every artist is suffering from this plague. I don't know, it's like a very scary time because it's like no one knows any answers and we're all trying to stay as optimistic as possible. But it's hard to stay optimistic when it's fires being thrown outside. It feels like the apocalypse. But that's why it's great to be an artist, because artists, I feel create to stay positive, to stay optimistic. So during this trying time, as artists, as a drag queen, I'm going to try to make as much content as I can.
As a drag queen who is still trying to make their way, Corma is using social media to create content that could keep him connected with his fans.
Instagram is really how the queens just market themselves. And now in coronavirus, it's every queen's I'm still here, I'm still making art. So I'm trying to motivate myself to be like my fellow sisters in the city and just put stuff out there.
Because of the virus, Cormac had to make a hasty decision to either stay in New York or return home to New Jersey, where he would practice social distancing in his childhood home.
In New York, you go outside, you have every opportunity to get the virus if someone doesn't have it outside, because it's just there's so many people in New York City.
Many queens who worked the drag runways of NYC were not as fortunate as Cormac to even have the option to leave the Big Apple.
I'm very lucky, because a lot of my sisters, I can't say the same to that. They're stuck in New York, and they, are just, I'm sure, it's just very hard. So I'm very lucky with how my situation is compared to others.
Is there anything that you might say to people right now that are going through this, all of us that are going through COVID-19?
I would just say, hold your family close, hold your friends close, hold everyone you love close. Even though we can't actually hold them close, FaceTime people, text people, send mail, it's important to stay connected.
Corma Kelly is using this panic-induced time to continue to make a name for himself in the drag community right from home. After this pandemic, who knows? Maybe Corma Kelly will be the drag sensation of NYC and next, the world. From Montclair News Lab, I'm Caitlin Kurgan.
Follow us on social media on Instagram and Facebook at Montclair News Lab, on Twitter at MSU News Lab, and catch up with us on our website, montclairnewslab.tv, for more. Today's show ends with a fun treat from the Montclair State Women's Field Hockey Team. I'm Nicole Zarilla. Stay safe, keep washing your hands, and I'll see you next time.
Yourself something funky.
For more information, visit covid19.nj.gov. To learn more about relief efforts, visit the New Jersey Pandemic Relief Fund website at njprf.org.